Hello and welcome to the second subnetting video. This video shows how to find the subnet number or resident subnet number, and this video uses as an example IP address 10.99.88.77 with mask 255.255.248.0. So why don't we have these subnetting videos in the first place? Well, the exam's going to expect that you know how to find the resident subnet number of a given IP address. Then you're going to need to practice. Why? Well, of course, the exam's going to ask you questions that requires you to get the right answer, but also the exam's going to have some time pressure, so you want to practice until you can get pretty fast at this math. Then you want to practice until the process is second nature. You really don't want to have to think about what was that third step in the process that I saw in the video. This should be second nature by the time you go to take the exam. So let's jump right into the process. We start out with the restatement of the problem, the IP address and the mask, and we'll organize this problem with the mask at the top. Now I tend to put these in a table just so it's pretty obvious visually, but you can just write them on a piece of scratch paper. So here we see the mask at the top and the second line with the IP address repeated. The next step is to identify the interesting octet. That's the octet where the tougher math will happen, and that's the octet where the mask value is neither a 255 nor a 0, which in this case, of course, is the third octet. So to make sure it's obvious, we put a darker black box around that octet. Then we follow the two easier steps in the process to find the subnet number. For any octets to the left of the interesting octet, we simply copy the IP address down to the subnet number. Then for any octets to the right of the interesting octet, we write down a 0. So you can get 3 of the 4 octets pretty simply. Next, we'll do the work inside the interesting octet. The first step is to calculate a number called the magic number. It's simply 256 minus the mask's value in that interesting octet. In this case, 256 minus 248, which of course is 8. It turns out the subnet number will be a multiple of 8. So, on the right you see some of the multiples of 8, and we don't show all of them obviously, but we show enough. We want to pick the multiple of 8 that's closest to the IP address's value just above the subnet number line. So let's take that 88 and compare that then to our list of multiples of 8. And we go down the list and we see that obviously 88's even in the list itself. That's pretty close. So, turns out the subnet number in this case is 10.99.88.0. So, what next? Well, go ahead and on some scratch paper, try one more problem right now to practice the process. IP address 192.168.1.150 with mask 255.255.255.240. Then you can watch subnetting video 3 and see that problem worked out with this same process, once again to check the process to see that you're doing it the way we intended. Then you just need to practice until you get the process down, until you get the right answer all the time and get faster. The IC&D 1 book has many practice suggestions, and in particular, there's an appendix in the DVD that has lots more practice problems. So if you want some built into the book, just go look for those appendices.